Hello, welcome back to Psychic Tarot Card Reading. This is a reading on the Jussie Smollett and the case that he's been embroiled in. It's a requested reading. Oh, yeah. So, I was shuffling and asking, did he do it? And yeah, he did it. The things that he's been accused of, the things that people see him to have done, he has done it. Yeah, he's been involved. His hand is in it. His hand is fully in it. Yeah. Let me see. Alright, let me do a personality reading on him. Just because it might give us an insight into why he did it or what was his motive. He's quite like a child. He's very much like a child, kind of angelic, but in the angelic way that children are angelic. Just sort of, they can be angelic but naughty. Yeah, naughty, and they can actually do things that are naughty and that end up hurting, you know, their parents or their siblings. They knowingly do it, knowing that it's going to hurt, but their malice does not match the level of malice that human beings do. Yeah, so it's quite childish slash angelic. Yeah, childish slash angelic. Those are the two main things. So sort of like you know, a Gemini or something like that. Like, he's got two faces, angelic and childish. Angelic and childish. And angelic and childish, it doesn't mean that he'll always do what is right or something that is right. It simply means that his intentions are pure. Again, it might sound confusing, but what essentially means is that on the whole, when he does something, it is for him. It is for himself. But it's not in the same way that human beings, you know, adults do things for themselves. When a child does something for themselves and an adult does something for themselves, it's quite different. The adult will do it knowing the repercussions, and doing it for, and doing it with just the intent, doing it with the full knowledge, of the world around them and what they are, especially what they are. A child would do it with just a one-track mind, and this is what I'm speaking of when I mean purity. Purity does not mean good in this sense. It simply means it's quite linear. It's linear. It's not, you know, it's not ulterior motives. This is to gratify myself, therefore I will pursue it. Yeah, for self-gratification. It's for nothing else but self-gratification. Yeah, so that was the reason he did it. Self-gratification. Yeah, self-gratification. That was the main thing. The after effects of it, I mean, you know, what ended up nearly happening, i.e., you know, race bashing, that would have been a consequence. Yeah, it wasn't his aim. I mean, it wasn't in his line of vision, but what he did was kind of like a means to an end. He did not care that there would end up, you know, being racial tensions. He did not care about that. He guessed that more than race tensions, that there would be just a call for gay people to be placed at a higher, victim status. Yeah. So more than the race issue, it was the gay issue, the homosexual issue. He wanted that to be placed, or rather he expected, that's what he expected, that to be placed at a higher standard, yeah, of victimhood. Yeah. So very much like the feminists who started it with the sole intention of being victims. That was the sole intention. I've done a video on that. It's my previous readings. yeah, that was his sole intention. Victimhood, self-gratification, to be seen as a victim. He identifies as a homosexual more than he identifies as a mixed race individual. So it was less about race and more about his sexual orientation and him wanting that to get a higher platform, its own platform. Yeah. He still doesn't realize that that the world is not as it used to be. So let me explain what I mean by that. That people will not take lightly. It's now become like a criminal offense. He never expected to even spend any time in jail or find himself in handcuffs. He never ever expected it, because he just thought, okay, I am in a class of my own, I am in a league of my own, it's going to be all right. Very much like a child, he never thought of the outside consequences. He never even thought of the people, white people, who would be targeted as a result of this. It did not even enter into his consciousness. Yeah. And that is significant because it shows that he wasn't targeting white people. He wasn't targeting them. He was simply indulging in self-gratification, and essentially, I'll indulge in what I need. Damn the consequences. Damn whether white people get affected or not. It didn't even figure in his mind. Just self, being a victim. Yeah, propagating this victim narrative on himself. And most especially on his sexuality. Yeah. Yeah, very much like the feminist. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he's going back to jail. This is what I'm getting. He's going back to jail. He is going to go back to jail. He's been let out. It's coming on so strongly. He's been let out, but it's a ruse. It's a ruse. Kind of like he's been adamant that he didn't do it. He's refused to take ownership. What I'm seeing is that the world and the mother knows that he's done it. This is what I'm seeing, like the picture I'm seeing, just like the whole world just watching him, crossing their hands. And even people who outwardly say he didn't do it and who outwardly they know he's done it. They're supporting him. The public support of him is a way, they believe it's their own way of keeping their distance from the whole thing, from him and from his jail cell, is what I'm saying. He's going to jail. Yeah, he is. So what I'm saying is, like, there are people cheering him on, but they're doing him a very gross disservice. I mean, I think if he had not been cheered on by these people, he would have confessed already. I mean, just the lies would have come forth. He would have ended up confessing. These people are keeping, and there are many lies. There are many layers to this story. Many. He's being protected by somebody, by certain people. Yeah. Homosexual, yeah, gay people. He is being protected. He's being protected. It's these people are, yeah, heavily influential, yeah, that are protecting him. But despite the protection, they're protecting him kind of in the background, giving him phone calls and just kind of pretending that they are friends, but they know their intentions. So he doesn't know that they are protecting him. He does not know. They are the ones, okay, they are the ones who did things in the background in order for him to be liberated. Yeah. They are the one who engineered whatsoever it is. I mean, I'm just seeing like someone's arm being twisted in order to let him go. But justice will be done, and he will come back into incarceration. He will come back. He will come back. Yeah. Yeah, he will come back. So like I was saying, these people that are holding, these people supporting him, defending him, they are holding him bound. Were it not for them, the dam of lies would have come forth already. He is being held, protected by this group of people, of gay people. He's being held, protected by them. But he doesn't know that. He's unaware of that. And for the fact that he's unaware, that is why he's going to speak. He's going to confess to his deeds. Yeah, he's going to confess. Had he known that they were there, he would have carried his secret to the grave. Yeah, because essentially that is what he wanted. He had always wanted, yeah, like I said in the beginning, to be to have this gay victim status, just a class all on its own. So that is what he wanted. That was his sole aim, really, of doing this and going through with it. So had he known that there was this group of people that were supporting him, and even worked behind the scenes to allow him to get out, he would have kept shut and never ever confessed to anything. But as it stands, he will, because the people that are supporting him, they're going to turn on him. And I'm seeing this happening. Yeah, it's going to happen in public, but more than in public, in private. Just sort of giving him a call and letting him know that it's not on. You know, what he's doing is not on. Essentially, they want him to confess, despite they are supporting him publicly, but they want him to do the right thing. Yeah, they want him to do the right thing. So I'm seeing like telephone calls just saying, you know, it's not right. You know, it's not right what you've done. It's not right what you've done. You know, how can you come to work? How can you still come to work knowing that this is what you've done? This is what you've achieved, you know? Yeah. For our community, this is what you've achieved. How can you sleep with yourself at night? Yeah, how can you sleep at night? How can you sleep at night knowing that you're swimming with the sharks, i.e. the sharks of your lies? Yeah, how can you sleep at night, you know, knowing that you've done this, and that you nearly incited, you know, race riots and division and, you know, race wars, really piling on the pressure, the guilt, and that is what will lead him to start to open his mouth and start the confession. Yeah. Okay, so back to these groups of gay people that are supporting him in the background, protecting him, actually protecting him. And they're even paying his security. They're paying for his security. So in a way, he knows them. He knows these people, but he does not know of what they're doing. He doesn't know their intentions. Yeah, he does not even know that they are gay. He doesn't know. He's not aware. He's not aware. Yeah. He just thinks they're there for him. Yeah. He doesn't know that they're gay. Because they have a lot. They have a lot to hide. They're hiding a lot, these people. They have a lot. They have a lot to lose. That's why they're in hiding. That's why they cannot come out, you know, up front and say, we stand with Jussie Smollett. Yeah, that's why they cannot come out and say it, because they know the things that they have said in public and in private. They are these band of people, they're very not even two-faced, more than two-faced. They've got many faces. Even in their private lives, they are deceptive. Yeah, deceitful. I beg your pardon. Yeah, even in their private lives, they're deceitful. This band of people. Yeah. So they cannot come out in private. They cannot come out in private. Yeah. It's powerful people. Yeah. Even in their private lives, they are closet homosexuals. Closet homosexuals. Yeah. 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 So, and they do things in a clandestine ways. So in the sense that, like I said, you know, it's people willing to pay for his security, but you wouldn't know that. You wouldn't know who exactly. You wouldn't know who is paying for his security, because it's kind of like, you know, the whites, just it's glossed over. Just different people are paying for his security, and these men, they're doing it because I'm seeing majority are men, if not all. They are paying for his security kind of through different channels, through back doors. So you wouldn't really ever come to the conclusion that it's this person that has been paying his security. Yeah, did I say rent? Yeah, so they bailed him out. They twisted arms in the background. Yeah, and released him. Just sort of release him now. Yeah, yeah. So back to his personality. Like I said, angelic. Yeah, angelic / childish. And that angelic part of his nature, it's causing him to be in a lot of trouble. Yeah, because what I'm seeing is that even though he's been let out, he's telling people, he's telling people that, you know, if it weren't for the fact that I am innocent, I would have, you know, I would be doing this. And essentially he's dashing off threats. When an adult caught in that situation would be keeping quiet, would be keeping mute. But that's not his MO. He is, it's kind of like a child that has been caught. The parent has caught the child, the parent has punished the child, and instead of the child to do some self-reflection and, okay, even if you're going to continue on that path, think about how not to get caught. Yeah, but instead of doing that kind of self-reflection, he does not do that. He just goes out and about. And for the fact that he's going out and about, it's making him, he's doing a lot of slip-ups. So I'm seeing him getting drunk and admitting to what he did. Yeah. And I mean, the people to whom he's admitting it to, they are not the ones to cart him off to prison because they love him. I mean, they care for him. So no, they won't drag him to prison. They will not even record him, or they're less likely to record him. So they're not there for that, you know, they're just there for him. But yeah, slip-ups, very much like a child, just kind of like boasting, and very, very, he's not conscientious of the depth of the trouble that he's in. Yeah, he's not conscientious at all. I'm having difficulty pinning. I mean, I'm trying to he doesn't want the truth to be known. He doesn't want the truth to, what I'm seeing, I'm feeling is like arrows coming from just, he desperately wishes that it never happened. Yeah. He's remorseful. He regrets it. Yeah. So with all his, okay, it's a contradiction. With all his might, he is wishing to make things right. Yeah. But because of his childish nature, incredibly childish nature, he's still boasting about it. So it's very much a contradiction. Yeah. Which is quite sad, actually. It's very, very sad. It's very, very sad. Yeah, because I do see him going back. I do see him going into prison. If he had done some self, introspection, he might not have come out looking like he did. Yeah, because where I'm seeing him at the moment, it's just, there are a lot of things. If I want to say if care is not taken, but really I just see him kind of like, going through mental, ending up in a mental place, like just, a mental hospital. Yeah. So I think that's it. Yeah, incredibly childish. That's what keeps coming through. He's incredibly childish. Yeah. Yeah. He feels like there's no one. That childishness is really the root of his problems. I mean, it's causing him to have some hubris. I mean, he feels like there's no one else like him in the world. Like, you know, I'm in a special league, I'm in a special class of my own, you know, just that kind of boasting, not even to other people, but to himself. Like, that's how he thinks in his mind, in his heart. I'm in a special league of my own. Yeah, yeah. There's nothing in our minds, every individual, we have checks and balances. We have checks and balances. We balance ourselves out. He does not have that. He does not have that. He doesn't balance himself out. I mean, to have thoughts like, I am the only one who can solve this, you know, if it's really, even having a lawyer, it's for optics. It's for optics. I don't want to have a lawyer, you know, but if I have to do it, I have to do it. I am my own person. I am my own master. Yeah, yeah. Okay, let me look at the those two men, those two Nigerian men. Yeah, yeah. They too are regretting it. Although I see them laughing about it. I see them laughing about it. Like, just sort of, yeah. They're very much like him in that they really have no balance. I mean, I can say chill. Like, they have no chill. It doesn't, they cannot register that, wait, this was wrong, what you did. They cannot register that. They cannot register that. Even if you were to tell them, you know, and just hit your hand on the table and just try to get through to them, it would not get through. It would not get through. It would not get through. Yeah. They are childish too. That is the root cause. It's the root cause of all of this. The childish behavior, the childish nature, that childish seed. Yeah. So they need to go to jail too. They need to go to jail. Otherwise, they could find themselves in the same situation. Yeah. Much later on. Because they really do not. They are regretful, but just kind of, the regret is just, we wish we had done it sooner, so all of this would blow over much sooner. And right now we've got plans to do, we've got things to do, we've got projects. Can this blow over already? You know, okay, I regret it. I regret it with my heart. I regret it simply because it's obstructing my current plans. Yeah, that's the line of thoughts that they all have, all three of them. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's exactly as was stated in the you know, on TV, the news, what the news reported. He did pay them. Yeah, he even offered to pay them more, is what I'm saying. That's what the cards are showing. Just kind of like, you know, an act of benevolence, just, you know, ecstatic that they were willing to take this up for him. So he was willing to pay them more, but they just, you know, no, it's okay. We'll do this as a favor to, you know, for you, and for our community, you know, that kind of thing. And yeah, they went ahead and did it. So the one article that I came across before I did this reading is that I didn't read the full of it, but it really it was about those two men not wanting to testify again, walking and the lawyer walked out. The cards are showing they'll come back. They will come back. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing from the cards. They'll come back. They cannot stay away. Because despite this, you know, being distressing on certain groups of people, they do not care in that regard. I mean, it's selfishness, self-centeredness on the part of these men. Jussie is not self-centered. He's just, it's, for him, it's self-gratification. For these men, it's self-centeredness. Yeah, yeah, self-centeredness. So, this whole issue is giving them much needed drama. Yeah, and attention. So they are reveling in this attention. Yeah, yeah. They'll come back. That's what the cards are showing. Yeah, yeah. The cards also showing there are people who will who will always keep defending him long into the future. They'll always keep defending him no matter what, no matter what. It's just one of those things. And really it's because of that childish nature of his. They just, you know, even when a child is really, really naughty, people have different, just a child can be really, really naughty and you still hang on to the child simply because they are a child. No other redeemable future but the fact that they are a child. It's the same thing for Jussie. Yeah, they're hanging on to him simply because they feel as though if I were to let go whilst everyone else is letting go, this man would fall into depression. Yeah, that's the mindset. Yeah. So the people defending him, yeah, they are in a funny way, they are defending him in public, but that's in order to distance themselves. They're subconscious things that in doing this is the way to distance themselves from the whole situation. Yeah, because it's the default way. Kind of, they've reasoned and rationalized in their minds that innocent until proven guilty. So in a way, they believe that, or rather they're trying to place themselves on a footing that will leave them blameless in the end, so that even if he gets proven to be wrong later on, they can fall back to those default settings and say, well, I was only relying on, you know, the innocent until proven guilty. It's not me defending him in public was not me trying to prove or say that even if he's proven to have done it, I'm still going to support him. I still believe that he's innocent. No, it was me relying on the innocent until proven guilty. Yeah, and so far there's been no proof. I mean, you know, the papers have talked about it and the TV has talked about it, but I mean, what really, I mean, so long as he hasn't confessed, yeah, his confession would be the proof that I want. Yeah, essentially. So as long as he does not confess, these people are in the clear, or so they believe. Yeah, so they, in a way, the support is distancing themselves from him, from this whole situation, and from the embarrassment that it you know, has engendered. Yeah. But they want, to be honest, they want to be as far away from him as possible. Everyone, yeah. No matter how, because the cards, okay, a lot of people dispute what the cards say, which is fine. Honestly, it is. I genuinely mean it. But the cards do show what people are really thinking in their hearts, in the heart of hearts. And you'd be surprised how much people can pretend. You'd be surprised. So everyone is what I'm saying, no single exception. Everyone wants nothing to do with him. Everyone, despite the support that they're offering him. Yeah, they want nothing to do with him, but they have to put up appearances. It's for optics. It's all for optics. Yeah. Okay, I think that's it for the reading. Thank you to all who requested it. If I didn't touch on anything that you wanted me to touch on in the video, then do feel free to write the question, yeah, in the comment section below. Actually, let me look at one last thing. I want to look at the effects, the consequences of this, if there are going to be any. Yeah, it's widespread consequences. But what I'm saying, it's going to hit the black community. Yeah, not the gay community. It's going to hit the black community. Yeah, as a result of this, it's going to bring, I mean, okay, what I'm saying is more positives than negatives in hitting the black community. It's going to bring reason. It's going to bring sense and reason into affairs when dealing with affairs. Just sort of, it's going to stop mass hysteria when something happens at the drop of the hat. Just, you know, charging forward and enveloping that person in, you know, a cloak of support, not support, in a cloak of, you know, just belief, wholehearted belief in that the person is innocent. Is going to give them people pause to think. Yeah, pause to think. Yeah, it'll give them pause to think, and this is long into the future. I mean, really, it's going to be ingrained. It's going to be ingrained in people's psyche. The black community is going to be ingrained in the psyche that don't just charge forth, think about it, you know, who is the guilty party here, who is guilty and who is innocent. Yeah, what do you think? Make up your own conclusions, and yes, rely on the principle of innocent until proven guilty, but even within that, make sure you don't utter words that will incriminate you or that will make you look foolish much later on. The concept of innocent until proven guilty should not apply to when the person themselves have characteristics which are, you know, have doubtful characteristics. Yeah. So learn to apply reasoning, learn to apply just your discernment. Yeah, learn to apply discernment, yeah, because things are not always as they seem. Yeah, and you will not always have things that, you will not always have your way right. Yeah, your way is not all, will not always be right. Yeah. The people, like the people in the background supporting him, they're not going to be exposed. I don't see exposure. Yeah, they're just gonna, they'll never fully wash their hands off of him. They're part of the people who will keep supporting, keep defending him, even in the background. Yeah, simply because they have that agenda to maintain. Yeah, because he is a cause for the homosexual community, so he is just like a pawn. PAWN, yeah, like a pawn. Yeah, so they will keep supporting, defending him. Yeah. Okay, thank you very much guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.